Hello, hockey fans! Welcome back to the Hockey Flow. My name is Josh, and today is Sunday, May 8th, 2022. We do have another special video on our hands today. We are going to conclude our two-part series, bringing you the regular season MVPs for the 2021-2022 season. Today we are going to be going through the Eastern Conference. Yesterday we went through the Western Conference. Hopefully you were able to check that video out. If you were, please smash that like button. It really helps the channel out a lot. And if you do enjoy these videos, we are going to be coming to you daily with our reactions, going through the games, storylines. We are going to do our article deep dives. If you enjoy those videos, go ahead, subscribe. We are going to be coming to you daily, and we are going to do more of these special videos going through for each team, kind of talking about the players. But without further ado, let's jump right into it. Let's go for our Eastern Conference regular season MVPs. First up, we have the Boston Bruins. Right now, man, you guys had a great game today. We'll talk more about that later, but excellent, really excellent game. And you guys were actually without the person that I chose as the Boston Bruins MVP. I chose Charlie Mcavoy. So Charlie McAvoy, defenseman for the Bruins, had an excellent season. We see the points, 56 points, did put up 10 goals. Very reputable for a defenseman. We see his market value here at $15.3 million. That's incredible for a defenseman, for any player really, but for a defenseman. Now I absolutely could see the arguments for one of the forwards, Bergeron, Marchand, Pasternak. They all had excellent seasons and more points and whatnot, but McAvoy really, he played excellent defensively as well. We see his numbers there. Again, big shout out to Dom and Shayna at The Athletic for these player cards. Man, they're a godsend, absolutely. So thank you guys for these again. But back to Mr. McAvoy. He had an excellent season with 4.0 game score value added. Just fantastic. Excellent season for Mr. McAvoy. Excited to see what else the lad can do at only 24 years of age. He's just getting into his prime. So Bruins fans, you have a good one on your hands. All right, Buffalo. This one was a good one, a fun team to look at. Definitely a team of the future, right? I know I've mentioned them before in videos, but they have a lot of really good pieces that I like, and this is one of them. Their regular season MVP, I did pick Tage Thompson, 6'6", monster of a man, playing center this year. They moved him up top line center, and boy, has he had an impact there. We see 38 goals, 30 assists, 68 points for the gigantic man. Good for him. They only have him listed at 6'5" here, but we know the truth. But as we can see, his market value was extremely high, especially for what his salary was, about 7 times that. And he had an excellent game score value added to Buffalo. You guys, a little bit of a disappointing season, but you're in a rebuild. So good to see Tage Thompson really come out and break out this season. He was your Buffalo Sabres regular season MVP. All right, Carolina Hurricanes. I know we've had a couple of duds these last two, but that's okay. You guys still had a really good regular season. You should be proud of that, and we don't want to take anything away from that. Now, of course, we want to take that next step and move forward in the playoffs, and we absolutely can do that. But our regular season MVP, Sebastian Ajo. Now, we did have some other choices, but boy, he was just above and beyond this year for them. As we see, excellent market value there, and his game score value added was an incredible 3.5. From a stats perspective, he put up 81 points, leading the Canes front line there. So excellent season for Sebastian Ajo. He is your Carolina Hurricanes regular season MVP. All right, Blue Jackets fans, it's time. Columbus. I do have a special place in my heart for Columbus, and I will admit I wanted so badly to give this to Patrik Laine, and I couldn't do it. It was close. Don't get me wrong. He had a really strong season. That middle chunk, my goodness, it seems like he was scoring every night. And he did have an excellent impact. And I'm so happy to hear that he does want to stay in Columbus. It looks like. So hopefully he'll be. This will just be the first of many excellent seasons for the lad. But your regular season MVP, I had to go with Oliver Bjorkstrand. He had an excellent season. Market value is very reputable. His game score value added also very reputable. Came out with 57 points. I'm a highlights person myself for a lot of the teams that I'm not super invested in. I try to watch as much hockey as I can, but I still catch the highlights every night for every game, and it seems like he was showing up quite a bit. It always seemed like we heard his name. Makes sense. 28 goals, 29 assists. Excellent season for Oliver Bjorkstrand. Great job, sir. All right, moving on to Detroit. The Red Wings, a little bit of a disappointing season, but again, you guys are in that rebuilding phase a little bit. Good to see Raymond and Seider have excellent seasons, the young kids there. Man, just a lot of really good pieces in place, too, for the Red Wings. Soderblom coming up, man, 6'8" giant, but can handle the stick. It's incredible to see. Some other Swedish prospects as well. The future is bright for Detroit, absolutely, but this season it was a little dark. But your regular season MVP, Tyler Bertuzzi, man, did he have a good season for them? 62 points, 30 goals, heck yeah, hit the 30-goal mark, 32 assists. I know he was in the news at the beginning of the season because I believe he's the only unvaccinated COVID player, or unvaccinated NHL player, unvaccinated from COVID. But that doesn't matter when it comes down to this. He only had to miss a few games due to the not being able to play in Canada, but he had an excellent season. 68 games played, 30 goals, 32 assists, 62 points. Tyler Bertuzzi was your Detroit Red Wings MVP. Florida, all right, looks like we're just going to jump right into it. We had Jonathan Huberdeau was the Florida Panthers MVP this year for me. He played excellent. Barkov was excellent as well. Reinhart, Moynihan, man, they had some good pieces in there this year. Good for them. Marchment, Moynihan, goodness, getting them confused with the Flames. But Marchment, yeah, he had a great season, 6'4", giant guy. Man, just good for Florida. Playoffs, though, I don't know what happened. It's still early. Caps have the 2-1 advantage. I don't know if Florida can rebound. It's going to be tough. But Huberdeau has had an excellent season, 85 assists, 30 goals. 115 points. Are you kidding me? Yeah, good for you, Hooby-Dooby-Doo. All right, Montreal Canadiens. Another rebuilding season. Not necessarily looking, or when the season started, we weren't necessarily thinking that, but as the season progressed, we realized that was the route we were going to have to take. So fingers crossed for Shane Wright, number 1 overall pick there, but your regular season MVP, it was a little difficult. I could have went Nick Suzuki. I almost thought about going Cole Caulfield, but I did have to go with Brendan Gallagher. He had an excellent season for them. Played in 56 games, so he did miss a few, but he did put up 24 points in his limited time. He's a difference maker out there. Nick Suzuki, he did play more and put up more points, but overall, I put a lot of my faith into the athletic player cards and what I'm seeing just on the screen and stuff too. Maybe an old school one, but Montreal fans, let me know what you think in the comments on the Brendan Gallagher selection. I'd be really curious what you think. Weidman was another one, the defender that just based on what I saw and the improvements, good for him. But this one was a little tougher. Montreal Canadiens, hopefully next season will be a lot better for you guys. All right, New Jersey Devils. Going to be a common theme for some of you guys. A tough season for us, but that's okay. You guys did still have some really good parts. Jack Hughes looked brilliant. Sharon Govich stood out. It was neat. If you can get some more goaltending help, shameless plug for my Devils goaltending video. I can drop the link in the description for the video, but that one was a good one. We walked through 5 possibilities to fix the Devils goaltending situation, so definitely check that one out. But regular season MVP, we're looking at Jesper Bratt. He had an excellent season, as we're about to see. 73 points, 26 goals, 47 assists. You can't say enough good things about the lad. Yeah, he had an excellent season. I'm glad they have another piece there. Nico Hischier as well in the middle. But Jack Hughes, Jesper Bratt, Devils, you got some stuff cooking. Defensively, I know I've mentioned a few of your prospects in the past. Luke Hughes, man, excited for him too. Let's just fix that goaltending. All right, New York Islanders, let's get into it. Fun team. I was really rooting for you guys at the end. I was hoping we were going to make the playoffs. Had a fun exchange with someone over on Twitter. Forsberg, man, what if Philip Forsberg makes his way to the Islanders this year in free agency? I think he'd be a great fit. He'd be a lot of fun to watch. And defensively, you guys were really strong again to round out the season. Good young defender in Noah Dobson as well. But your MVP this season, I went with Brock Nelson. Seems like every time I turn happened on an Islanders game, he was making an impact somehow. 37 goals, 22 assists, 59 points, put up a 2.5 game score value added this season. Excellent job. Brock Nelson is your MVP for the New York Islanders. All right, we are going to move into the New York Rangers. All right, Ranger fans, let's do it. This is going to be, heads up, spoiler alert, this is my only goaltender. We did go with Igor. We had to go with Igor. Igor is the man this year. He carried the Rangers. Man, look at that save percentage. .935, 2.07 goals against. Good for you, Igor. Good for you, Rangers fans. Now, if we can get him to play a little more consistent in these playoffs, that's a little unfair too. He's played great. 79 saves in that game, went overtime. Went through an article talking about that too. So hopefully you got to check that one out. Moving on to the Ottawa Senators, one of my favorite teams, actually. Always got a soft spot for them as well. Tough season, but a lot of fun things to watch. I love a lot of your young players, Brady Tkachuk, Tim Stützle, Batherson, Josh Norris. Spoiler alert, that's your MVP. Josh Norris had an excellent season for them. Made his home in that right circle. Was just incredible to watch. 35 goals, 20 assists, 55 points. I think I saw he had 17, goals on the power play this season. Just an incredible season. Another great young piece. I'm excited to see what Ottawa does. Pinto coming back next year. Sanderson defensively, I was hoping we'd get to see him this year at the end, but injuries, darn. But we've got some really good pieces. I'm excited for Ottawa. If they're goaltending, if Forsberg can play like he played towards the end of the season, I'm excited for Ottawa. They got a good team. They got some good young pieces. They just have to round some things out. I like their coach too. I think he does it the right way. But Josh Norris was your MVP. Philadelphia Flyers, all right, tough season, Flyers fans, I'm sorry. But you did have an MVP. I almost went with Cam Atkinson here, but I did go with Travis Konechny. I will admit I was a little surprised at the point totals. Almost went Joel Farabee as well. They were right there, the same tier with the market value, game score value added, but points-wise, Konechny just kind of blew him out of the water this year, and I didn't realize it. I did see Konechny in the highlights a lot, and I'll admit I don't pay as much attention to the East Coast since 3 hours ahead of me, but Konechny, I like some of the things I see out of the Flyers, and Konechny's one of those pieces. Farabee I do enjoy as well. I'm a Carter Hart fan. I know he had a tough one a couple of years ago, kind of lost it, but felt like he was kind of back this year. I'm not sure what happened. We'll save that for another video. We can talk more and see how we can fix the Flyers, but Travis Konechny, he had a great season. All right, Pittsburgh, you guys, this one was so tough. I'll admit, right off the bat, I wanted to go Sidney Crosby, just the impact he has. Last night, that pass on the empty net goal, just incredible. What he continues to do, I think he's 34 now. We'll see potentially in a second here. But I after digging into the stats, I knew Jake Getzel had a great season. I knew he was impactful. I knew he did wonderful things, but I didn't realize how great a season he had, and I also didn't realize that Sidney Crosby and Jake Getzel finished with exactly the same amount of points, 84 each. Sidney Crosby does edge him out in the plus-minus by a little bit, but plus-minus, let's take it with a grain of salt. But their numbers are nearly identical. We see this game score value added, 0.2 difference between them. Market value, just a less than $1 million difference. This will be my one co-MVP. I'm so sorry I had to cop out here, but Sidney Crosby, Jake Getzel, your co-MVPs for the Pittsburgh Penguins, excuse me, goodness, got baseball on my mind. All right, Tampa Bay Lightning, let's move to the Bolts. Let's go ahead. Tough season, back-to-back Stanley Cup winners, dealt with some injuries, though, this season. Now you're in a tough series with the Maple Leafs. Good for you guys. It was a fun season to watch, fighting the entire way. But your captain, Steven Samkos, he led the way for him again, 106 points and 81 games played. That was kind of the big one for me. Kucherov was hurt again to start the season, but Stamkos, 81 games played, 106 points. My goodness, as we see in the picture, he's in the player card there, he made his home in that left circle again, very much like Ovechkin. Seems like the power play, you can count on him to score. So Steven Stamkos, your Tampa Bay Lightning regular season MVP. All right, Toronto Maple Leafs. All right, in the house, represent. This one fairly easy. Austin Matthews, how can you not go with him? I know, Connor McDavid, that seems like an easy one too, but Draisaitl is right there with him. Austin Matthews, the Leafs have some excellent players. Do not get me wrong, Mitch Marner, I'm a huge fan of. I even like John Tavares. I've always been a huge fan. Tough season this year, but he does the dirty work. Nylander had a great season as well, but Austin Matthews, my goodness, 60 goals. Was it 50 in 50 games earlier this year as well? 60 goals, 46 assists, 106 points, plus 20. His game score value added through the roof. What he does defensively, we can't speak of it. The dude could be the MVP of the entire league, so he most certainly is the MVP for the Toronto Maple Leafs. All right, last but not least, Washington Capitals. This one was a little easy as well because we had someone just outperform anyone's expectations. Again, potentially in the conversation for the league MVP, did kind of slow down a little bit towards the end, but got that 50-goal mark, 50 goals, 40 assists, 90 total points. He is your Washington Capitals MVP. What can we say about Alexander Ovechkin that hasn't already been said? Ovi, the legend, getting better with age. It's just incredible. I think he's got a shot at Gretzky's all-time goal, but he is most certainly your Washington Capitals 2021-2022 regular season MVP. All right, so that's going to do it for us today. We did walk through the 16 Eastern Conference teams and give you their MVPs. If you enjoyed the video, please smash that like button. I really appreciate it. And go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We are going to be bringing you hockey videos daily. I'll have another one up tonight after the games. Let's go Oilers. But yeah, until next time, cheers.